So you use your computer every day, right? But have you ever really stopped to think about the invisible engine that makes everything actually work? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on that essential software that powers your device, and we'll learn how to master the digital files it creates. Think about it. You click an icon, and boom, an app opens. It feels so simple. But underneath that one little click, there's a whole world of software working silently in the background, managing literally everything your computer does. So, what is this invisible force? Okay, let's break this down. On one side, you got your application software. You know, the programs you actually use, like your web browser, your games, your word processor. But on the other side, you have system software. You can think of this as the foundation, the backstage crew, the engine that lets all your applications run in the first place. Now, what's really cool is that system software isn't just one thing. It's more like a whole team of specialists working together. You've got the operating system. That's the general manager. Then there are device drivers, which are like the translators that let your computer talk to your printer or your mouse. Utilities are the maintenance crew, running things like virus scans and organizing your disk. And finally, firmware. That's the super fundamental code that's built right into the hardware itself. And here's the bottom line. Without all that system software, your computer is just an expensive box of plastic and metal. It's the absolutely essential link that allows the physical hardware to understand what you want and to run your applications. This invisible layer is what really determines your system's speed, its security, and its day-to-day reliability. So let's zoom in on the most important piece of this whole puzzle, the master controller of your entire device, your operating system, or as we all call it, the OS. This really shows you how it all fits together. See, you, the user, you interact with your applications. But those applications, they talk to the operating system. And the OS is the only piece of software that gets to talk directly to the hardware. It's the ultimate middle manager, juggling your computer's memory, your storage, and its processing power to make sure everything runs smoothly without crashing into each other. And you're already totally familiar with these, even if you don't think about them much. Whether it's Windows on your desktop, Mac OS on a laptop, or iOS and Android on your phone, you are interacting with a powerful operating system every single time you use a device. Now, one of the most critical jobs for any OS is acting as your personal digital librarian. It's totally in charge of managing every single file and folder on your computer. So how does it do this? Well, it uses something called a file system. The best way to think of it is like the Dewey Decimal System for your computer. It's the set of rules for how your files get named, where they're stored, and how they're found on your hard drive or SSD. It's the entire logic behind that digital filing cabinet. This system gives every single file a unique address, and we call that a file path. Let's just break this one down real quick. It starts with the main drive, the C drive. Then it goes into the users folder, then into the student folder, then documents, and bam, it points to that one specific file, assignment1.docx. It's like a perfect treasure map to find anything. And just a heads up, on a Mac or a Linux machine, you'd see forward slashes instead of these backslashes, but the idea is exactly the same. And what about that little bit at the end of the file name, the .docx? That's the file extension. It's basically a little tag that tells the operating system what kind of file it is, and more importantly, which program should be used to open it. So a .jpg tells it to open an image viewer, a .docx means open a word processor, and something like a .zip is a compressed folder. Okay, so the theory is great, but let's get practical. Understanding how this all works is step one. Step two is using that knowledge to go from a total digital mess to being in complete organized control. Honestly, the secret is just a logical folder structure. Please don't just dump everything on your desktop. Create a clear hierarchy. For example, have a main documents folder, then create subfolders for each class or project, and maybe even more folders inside those for things like assignments or research. Use clear, consistent names, and I promise you'll never lose a file again. Alright, let's quickly cover the basic moves. You know about copy and move, but it's really important to remember that move, or cut and paste, relocates the original file. It doesn't make a duplicate. Deleting usually just sends a file to the recycle bin or trash. It doesn't get rid of it for good right away. And compressing, or zipping, is a fantastic way to bundle a bunch of files into one smaller package. Super useful for emailing things. But look, good file management isn't just about being organized. It's also about being safe. So let's talk about the 3 core habits you absolutely need to protect your digital life. First up, file permissions. That's just what controls who can read or change a file. Next, you might sometimes see hidden system files. My advice? Leave them alone. They're hidden for a very good reason, and messing with them can seriously damage your operating system. But the most critical habit, and I really can't stress this enough, is backing up your work. Hard drives fail, viruses happen, laptops get stolen, a regular backup to the cloud or an external drive is your only real safety net against losing everything. Seriously. And that's really what this all boils down to. This isn't about being some tech genius. It's just about building a few simple, good habits. These habits lead directly to a computing experience that is way safer from data loss, faster because you can actually find what you need, and just generally more organized, which cuts down on a lot of stress. So I'll leave you with this to think about. Take a second and reflect on your own digital habits. How could losing a critical assignment or misplacing an important client report actually affect you? Mastering these simple skills isn't just a technical exercise. It's a fundamental part of being effective in today's world.